Welcome to the Small Business Collaboration Summit, Rashi Mittal Nair. So excited that you're here. I can't wait to get started with this interview. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, you are in India and have spent the last 13 years mastering what it takes for a brand to achieve ultimate influence, traction, and market share through word-of-mouth marketing. Now, you founded Brand Ripples, a mouth marketing consultancy, which has become a significant force in the business world since merging into the agency Advocacy Asia. And in 2017, you launched a new venture, Whoop, Women of Opinion, which already counts Kimberly Clark, Philips, and Procter Gamble among your clients. Now, one of the biggest questions we get asked by small business owners at Busy is how they can increase exposure for their brand, especially in such a noisy marketplace globally. Now, the idea of word-of-mouth marketing, now, could you explain that term a little bit more, and also how a brand can turn consumers into their secret sales team? I love that phrase.
Sure. Happy to do that. I think word of mouth marketing actually as a phrase has been around for a long time. A lot of brands and companies use it in very different ways. Influencer marketing as well, right? So these phrases have been around. And if you really look at how they've grown, influencer marketing used to be more about celebrities earlier. Now it's this whole space around bloggers and how many people you have following you on an Instagram or a Twitter handle and so on and so forth. We don't think that is authentic word of mouth marketing, right? We're in a different land where we feel like the word of mouth, the friends and family, which is, there's enough research to show that it's 2.5 times more powerful than any other advertising or any other form of influencer marketing. And that's really authentic word of mouth, right? So when you want to talk about word of mouth for your brand, you're essentially talking about friends and family recommending your product or service to their, colleagues and other friends. And that's what I would term as, word of mouth marketing. In terms of the second question that you asked, in terms of what can brands do to actually turn their consumers into advocates, I could talk about that for a couple of hours, I think. But I think essentially, if we look at the insight of the more I know you, the more I'm likely to talk about you, right? So it's about getting deeper engagement. It's about first identifying your advocates. Then it's about engaging with them in a far more meaningful manner. So they're generally getting to know you a lot more. They're getting to love you a lot more. They're spending quality time with you, just like any other relationship, right? Like you have another relationship with your spouse or your children or your friends. This is a relationship that you share with that consumer. It's all about the quality time you spend together. And then once that deeper engagement happens, then you have far more authentic advocacy. They have a lot more, ammunition on what to talk about you, where to talk about you. They believe in you a lot more. So that's what I would say. If I had to identify one secret, deeper engagement would be it.
Now, obviously, growing a business that enables you to collaborate and support multinational companies, that takes some doing, and obviously it doesn't happen overnight. How has collaboration added to your own business growth?
I think without collaboration, we wouldn't be where we are today. It's probably one of our biggest strengths is the fact that our entire business model is actually built on collaboration, right? So Whoop essentially stands for Women of Opinion. And while we help brands generate word of mouth at scale, we also help women, right, be able to engage with brands, win rewards, and more importantly, we have an NGO partner, right, which helps us convert all this advocacy and all these points and all this gamified process into funds for school education. So frankly, our collaboration with them is frankly our reason for existence, which is to actually, help the girl child in India get educated. So I think that's really been the success of Whoop. I would attribute to the fact that we have this collaboration with our partner, Nanika.
Now, obviously, to create this scenario where you do have multinationals, you're able to support an NGO. Trust obviously plays a huge role in having your, I guess, originally a small business being able to engage with these bigger partners. They obviously trusted you to deliver, and you obviously did deliver. So trust is obviously extremely important. What has been the most effective way that you've established trust in your own business and with your partners?
I think what builds trust the most, right? Whether it's for your brand, for your business, or with a partner, it's essentially having testimonials from people that other people trust. Right? So what we call user-generated content in a typical brand sense, and to build that for your own business and your own brand. So to actually go out there and ask industry leaders, to ask your clients, to ask people that you're currently working with, to leave you a recommendation, to share a testimonial, and then to build that bank of credibility. So when you're going out there, you're not the only one saying, hey, look, we're good. You have other people that are trusted and recognized in their own areas of work that are actually validating that. So I think that's probably the key to building trust in an environment like this.
Now, when it comes to doing multi-business collaborations, so when you've got a couple of different partners, how do you ensure that there is good coordination? You know, who takes the lead in a multi-business collaboration with your business?
Who takes the lead in actually coordinating?
Coordinating. How does that actually work for you?
So we actually have one person on our team who does nothing but manage the collaboration for Whoop. So we have one person who's absolutely dedicated to making sure that our relationship with our key partner, Nanikali, is on track, it's meaningful, it's growing, because it needs that kind of attention. If it, like all relationships again, right? If you don't give it that level of appreciation and attention and affection almost, right? Then it's likely to sort of dwindle away. And that's what we do. We have one person dedicated looking at only this.
Now, as you were growing your business, did you ever use other businesses to assist you where you had talent shortages and gaps?
Yes, absolutely. I think with limited resources, it's very difficult to always hire someone for that strength. More importantly, we are not going to be good at everything, right? There's somebody else who will be better at a certain piece of work than we would be. So it always makes more sense, instead of just hiring for every single role. Certain roles are just better outsourced, and you find the right partner who's better at it for you, right? So in our case, it could be a certain design, it could be videographers, it could be someone who's handling our supply chain and our logistics, right? There are just so many areas, and when we do that, it actually helps us focus focus on our strengths and focus on what we're really good at. You know? If I just could add a little bit more to what you asked me earlier about key elements for a good collaboration strategy, I would think that, of course, identifying the business that you are in and finding partners that are sort of what we call friends of the brand, right, would be important. But more than that, I think it's about considering a collaboration like a relationship, in the sense that and relationships are with people. They're not with companies, right? So what we do here is we also take out time every quarter to actually hang out with the people that we collaborate with. We go out for a lunch, we go out for a dinner together. We actually spend time, we make sure both teams spend time, because the collaboration is actually with those people, right? And the companies are just logos that we sort of add to our profiles at the end of the day. And I think that's another sort of key element that we've been focusing on that's really worked for us.
Now, you've had some great successes. Have you ever had a collaboration that hasn't gone the way you wanted it to go? And what did you learn from that?
We did once collaborate with someone that was helping us recruit certain people onto our platform. And that didn't work out the way we thought it would, in terms of the pricing that we thought we would be getting it at. And we didn't feel the value that we were getting for it was worth the amount of money we were paying. But we also understand that different businesses have different strengths. Right? They may work for someone, they may not work for me. So just because they don't work for me doesn't mean that they may not work for somebody else. So while we parted ways, we continue to actually help them find more business for what we now understand is their strength. right? And we're still in touch with them, and we've actually had a happy breakaway where we don't continue to work with them, but we do wish them well, and we've actually helped them grow their business as well.
And how do you go about making sure that all your partners are aligned?
Like you're saying, it's about building that trust, right, at the early stage. Because once your collaboration is strong and running well, then you can take that liberty. But in the beginning, I think it's very important to align that you have the same objective, right? In our case, Whoop is about women helping women, right? And so we align with various other businesses that have the same objective, which is women helping women, in different phases, in different ways. So the first thing I think we would actually be the first one to lend a helping hand, right? To proactively go out there and say, you know what, I'm no strings attached. Here's how I'm offering help to you, and I think that's another great way to sort of start a relationship on a good note. So yeah, that's what I would say for the early stage.
Now, you mentioned, I guess, the evolution of influencer marketing to consumer and friend, kind of word of mouth from close friend marketing. Are you seeing other trends starting to emerge in your industry that's shaping the way you're looking at, say, next year and the year after for your business?
Yes, I think the trend to sort of focus on user-generated content, right? Reviews, authentic word of mouth. I think the trend is basically saying that people trust advertising a lot lesser. They're looking to trust other consumers, and while that's sort of been the oldest form of marketing, it actually continues to be a trend even today, right? In the way that it is actually amplified. So yeah, I think for brands leveraging user-generated content on their websites, on their Facebook pages, on their Amazon brand shops, etc., I think that's a huge trend that's coming on, that we hope to ride. I think the other, I wouldn't call it a trend, but I think the big focus area is Amazon. And just winning on Amazon is just so important to companies and brands today. And we're really excited about the fact that we can now actually help them win on Amazon as well. So yes, I would think those are the two trends.
That's been absolutely fascinating. And I guess the area of influence is something possibly that a lot of small businesses don't maybe understand or don't feel that they're big enough to achieve. But what you're saying is, if you have customers that already are buying from you and love what you do, that you can tap into that to get them to start amplifying the message for you. And so I think that's something that might be new to quite a lot of the audience listening today, and hopefully they'll be able to take that away and also take away what you have advised and said, to be able to build stronger businesses. So I'm absolutely thrilled and grateful for you sharing so much today with the audience. Thank you so much, Rashi, for being part of the Small Business Collaboration Summit.
Thank you, Miriam. It's been an absolute honor.